Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why you should not be working hard in the 9 to 5 and how dramatically things have changed. And as usual, I have my trusty notepad with me so that we do not miss a thing, because some people would massively disagree with what I'm about to say because this would be considered quite controversial, but I can guarantee you the only people that will really disagree is typically baby boomers who are stuck in the industrial age of working. Times have changed. Now, I say stop working hard, and I also say start walking slower in your job. But disclaimer, my videos are predominantly aimed at people who want to be future entrepreneurs, people who are actually trying to actively escape their 9 to 5 and start running their own businesses. So please bear in mind, I'm not on about things like doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, job roles where yes, you might need to be incredibly on the ball in the moment. I'm on about office jobs, warehouse jobs, just general corporate jobs that you're just stuck in a rut and you eventually want to get out, and you have to stop working hard. The way to progress in life is working smart, not hard, for the reasons I'm about to explain. So, being the yes man or yes woman, and I can talk from experience from what I saw in my last job, it's the worst thing that you can do. Trying to be that guy or girl who says yes to everything, takes on all the projects, all the tasks, and puts their hand up in every meeting, accepting all the changes because they think that that is the way to grow and promote and progress. Now, it might be, but also there's no self-respect and there's no value of time. And then you set yourself this expectation, which is very hard to come away from, which is where some of my videos where I talk about walk slower in your workplace when you start a job. Because if you go in and you do things very quickly and you walk quickly and people ask you, managers ask you to do something or go and get something and you do it incredibly fast, that is a standard that you have set yourself, aka making a rod for your own back. You can't come away from that. And if you suddenly slow down, you're going to get highlighted and noticed for underperforming. And what can that lead to? Performance reviews being micromanaged, and you become a problem and you could eventually lose your job. So it's starting as you mean to go on, but please do bear in mind, I'm also aiming this video towards people who eventually want to escape their job. So I would always walk slow. And I wouldn't accept additional tasks. So when we were in a meeting, I wouldn't put my hand up when they were like, right, who wants to take on this project that you're not going to get paid for? Who wants to do the step up role for the manager position that's available for the next 6 months? It's a step up, it's more responsibility, aka we're not going to pay you for it, but you've got to do all the roles of a manager and even come in earlier, but we're not going to pay you for it, but it'll be great experience and responsibility for you. No, I'm not a mug. I'm not going to be bent over a barrel. It's learning how to avoid being used and abused. Again, there's working hard, like physically, and being used and abused, or there's working smarter. Now, something I used to do in my old job, if I got given tasks, I've got to be honest, I would outsource all of them to people who used to work with me or would be like one level under me in my last place. If they weren't doing anything, when all the managers had gone, and those were my tasks to do, I'd kind of do what I had to do, but I would just outsource it and just give it to everyone else who wasn't doing anything. Because this is the difference which we need to address. Times have changed. So if someone's working an average 40 hours a week, let's say, and you've got a 10-hour shift, you're not working solidly for 10 hours. You're kind of in the office or on the warehouse floor or doing things, but you're kind of flittering about and just maybe looking at your phone, wasting time scrolling on social media, doing a couple of tasks, but you're not proactive for 10 hours. And what you learn is that that's a lot of wasted time. So you have to start valuing your time as a future potential entrepreneur who has to escape the 9 to 5. So I was outsourcing everything. I was trying to do as little as possible while still working on myself under company time, during the break, in the little pockets. I didn't want to be that guy who was like, oh, I'm so busy at work. And really, if I look at it, I was thinking, well, I wasn't really doing anything much for 10 hours. It's probably like 4 hours of work. And then the 4 hours is then spread just kind of being present in your workplace. So it was like this vicious Groundhog Day of just wasting my life. So I started to utilize time by outsourcing my tasks to other people and just working on myself. And what I've realized going full-time into business and entrepreneurship, I don't need 10 hours to get everything that I've done. So for example, on this exact notepad, every evening I will write down a task list of what I've got to do in a priority order the day after. And I can work in segments of like 15 minutes. So I don't need a 10-hour shift, which is why some people are confused when they say, oh, well, if you run your own business, you're working all the time. You're not really. Like this morning, I woke up, spent time with my family, went to the gym, did an hour of work sitting on a nice Chesterfield sofa, trained, did some work on the treadmill, come home, I've had something to eat, I've literally made notes for this YouTube video. Even when I'm thinking in the bath or in the shower or going for a walk, that's still work. But it's highly productive work, which leads to bigger results because I'm working for myself, because I'm utilizing time more. So slow down and work smarter. When I say walking slow in the 9 to 5, I literally mean just slow your pace down. Don't be the go-to person, right? The yes man and the yes woman ends up incredibly stressed and just used and abused. I would also, as I did, try to outsource as much as you can. Now, stop accepting extra work for no extra pay. There has to be some level of self-respect and value of time. I always say don't go for promotions if you're trying to escape the 9 to 5, because accepting a corporate bribe, which is what it is keeping you more trapped within the system. So the more trapped you are within the system, the more time you're investing into a company that isn't yours, the harder it's going to be to leave and drop away from that expectation, which is why I say get good with your money, because if you can live on less, you can invest the rest and work on yourself, which is then when I say value your time. Don't go in early and don't stay late. Because if you're not being paid for that time, or even if you are being paid overtime, is it worth it? You're being paid extra per hour, gross, that's got to be national insurance and taxed, or should you be going home and working on your own business, which in the very near future could pay you more per hour than this overtime corporate trap would ever pay you? It's food for thought. So stop accepting these like step up roles. Now, I just want to say, if you are enjoying this video at this point, please do hit like and subscribe. And if you can relate to what I'm saying and you feel that you've put too much effort in, or you need to reevaluate how hard you're working, like physically, opposed to working smart, please do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if this is resonating with you. Now look, the average workplace is 40 hours a week. You're not working solidly for 40 hours. So start to be more calculated in what you're actually doing when you're in the 9 to 5. And I would say start to try and build on your own thing. Now, working smarter, what does that actually mean? Just to go over it again. It means being more productive in the time that you are working. So when you're working outside of work or you're trying to go into entrepreneurship, if you set yourself an hour of work, you're focusing and you're dialing into that one piece, which is highly productive, because you should always work in a priority order. You should always do high value tasks first, which are kind of like business building or income generating, and then work it down to a secondary to-do list, and then kind of like a general to-do list, which could roll over to the next day. That's working smarter. Like my whole day is literally working on a phone and a laptop. And as long as I have Wi-Fi, I can open it up and I can crack on, and I've got my pen and paper here, and I can get real high productive work done, opposed to having to go to a location for 10 hours and kind of just flitter about, not really doing anything and just going through the motions. Now, as we come to an end, I just want to say, most people who would disagree with me are old school baby boomers who are stuck in what I call the industrial age, who are like, well, you know, that's rubbish. If you want to get promotion, which is a good thing, you've got to dig holes in the ground, lay bricks, work hard, sweat, blood and tears, and your employer will reward you. That is the way that you work. No, I'm sorry, times have changed. We're in 2024. Working smart through digital marketing, social media, we can earn more money than we've ever known. Like the amount of money that I can earn from my phone is quite literally a joke. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I earn significant amounts of money through digital passive income, predominantly passive, about 60% passive I am through my businesses and my digital products and stuff like that. But it's all from a laptop and a phone. So you're never going to catch me digging a hole or doing physical things with my hands, because I'm willing to work smart, never work hard. I hope you understand. Future or already entrepreneurs will get what I'm saying, or if you're trying to escape the 9 to 5, If you're a baby boomer or you're someone who's regretting your life, you're going to be bitter towards me addressing this issue. So stop working hard, walk slower in the 9 to 5, respect yourself, value time. Those are my best pieces of advice for you guys and girls who want to achieve more in life and take all the money that is on the table. Until the next video, thanks so much for listening. I'll see you all soon.